Hey everyone, Genuine Mentor here. I'll come in and sit in front of the camera and tell you a little story. So, I'm Steve with the Genuine Mentor, and recently I've had some people ask me what was one of my most profound or most surprising uh, events that have happened in my years as a leader. One that I have in mind was a position that I really didn't ever think that I would be doing. I was off doing something else, traveling the West, hitting different locations, working more in a corporate role. And I was asked to come back into the area that I lived to help merge two competitors together. Recently, they had merged together as a company. They had two locations that were very close, and they wanted to eliminate one and merge everything together in one facility. Anybody would look at that and say, okay, two competitors, probably not going to get along, probably going to be a little challenging. Why would you want to go down that path? And I thought the same thing. But I also thought, this could be a great opportunity, great way to work with people and see a project through. So there was a lot that had to happen here. They wanted this job done in a year. Um, we had land issues. We had to make some adjustments. We had um, buildings that needed to be built, things that needed to be changed. But outside of all that, that was just infrastructure things that was going to happen, and it was going to take however long it was going to take. But my role was very much spending the time with the people and how do I merge the cultures together because they were very different cultures. Um, so one of the approaches I took, and believe me, this is not a well planned out plan, but it actually turned into a very good plan. But I I decided to pick three individuals from each company, and these were the upper leadership type positions. And so I had them come together once a week, three from one company with three from another, and told them that we needed to come together and decide what the company would look like after the merger and after these two locations come together. Now, outside of that, I individually had a conversation with each of the six, and I told them to challenge everything that they hear. And I brought this up because even myself didn't have all the answers. And did I want to have all the answers? I wanted it to be a collective group, and we had some pretty outspoken people in the group. So I didn't want anyone to just assume, well, this is the path we're going down and this is where we're going. That's where the challenge everything you hear come in, and wanted them to know that they had the ability to push the envelope and challenge things. So anyway, we go into our, first few weeks and nothing too eventful. Kind of get to know each other, talk about, oh, this is how we do things, this is how we do things. A lot of back and forth, nothing too major. And it was probably in week three, week four of starting to see a little bit of questioning going on. Wouldn't say pushback, but just, well, why did you do things this way? Well, why were you doing things this way? Which started some very unique dialogue. And probably in about week six, that pushback became stronger and stronger, and the opinions started to come out. And the team had reached a point at this space that they felt comfortable enough that they could kind of push back on each other. And I'll say that there was never any disrespect to anybody in these conversations. It was a well designed group, and they did a great job. But there definitely was some pushback and changes that started to take place. And I found that very unique how the group started to kind of take these challenges and figure out, well, how do we solve that? So, kind of at this point, was more of me sitting back as a spectator and occasionally jumping in to, get the meeting moving along or change the subject or whatever. But for the most part, this group kind of worked on it and developed things and really created a great plan. Uh, we hit our 1 year mark. We were able to get out of the one location, get everyone moved. And then the unique part of this is I thought that's when we would see more of the issues of people actually having to work together. But what had happened in the meantime that I was probably not aware of was the fact that these people were going back to their facility and letting people know that, hey, you don't have anything to worry about. This is going to be a good deal. Because they were bought in, they were part of the solution. They were behind the solution and they were committed to the solution, and they helped get the rest of the team committed to the solution. But look at it the opposite way of I could have come in and basically said, this is how we're going to do things. I need you guys to get behind me and we're going to move forward and we're going to plan this out and me direct all of it. I definitely wouldn't have had the buy-in that I had. And I don't think this would have gone near as well. There probably would have been people quit. Now, granted, we did have some people quit, but life goes on. But not out of this six. This six was committed, and they did a great job. So that message right there, really ties into, my mentoring business is mentoring, coaching, leading. It's not just telling people what to do, it's assembling a team, giving them some direction, and allowing them space to make the right decisions. Because I don't care how good a leader you are, how good a manager you are, you don't know all the answers. You never are going to know all the answers. The more you can collaborate and get other people's ideas together, the better your answers are going to be, the better things are going to flow. So that is the point I want to make today, that this example really opened my eyes and helped me lock in on the fact that um, a collaborative effort is way better than the top-down method of managing. So with that, I thank you for listening. I know this is a little longer video, but thank you and have a good day from the Genuine Mentor.